Hey guys, it's Cerulean Jake bringing to you another episode of Pikmin 2. We are going back to the Awakening Wood for real this time, and we are going to finish it off. So I actually noticed that there is another treasure that we are missing. I'm hoping that it's just that little... I'm hoping it's just the one racquetball. I don't know what they're called. I might have got the right word the first time, but I don't know it. I'm hoping that's the only one because we do know that that one exists. And I'm praying that I didn't forget anything else. 15 is going to have to be okay because that's all we have. We're definitely going to need to up those numbers soon. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey now, hey now, hey now. I think I'll take 25 reds so I can use them as fodder. Actually, no. There's a specific area in the next hole where if you get really unlucky, you may need to just do the entire sub-level with just blues. So we're going to take the extra 5 in the blues. Also, for some reason, not everybody came out. What are our numbers? Hold on. We have 32 blues. Why? I want 25 blues. Like I said. And then I guess I didn't bring out any white Pikmin. We can do 15 white Pikmin. We'll be fine with just that. To round it off to nice, good numbers, and we'll do 30 blues for that sub level because I really am concerned about that one. I'm really hoping that's not the case. We really don't need any more purples because pretty much most of the caves that we go into are gonna have purple candy pot buds. So 20 is already a good fighting force, and we're only gonna be getting more. So this is perfectly good to leave it at. I would like to flower up these Pikmin, but it's not going to be an easy place where we can do that. Unfortunate that we're going to need to kill this guy again. We didn't manage to do it in the one day that I wanted. So, gotta kill him again. Oh, I didn't mean to get stunned. Oh, those guys are dead. How'd they get away with their lives? You know what? I don't know and I don't care. They got away. I'm for it. What the hell? Bastard! It was one day. Maybe it's just a luck thing. I was convinced that if you kill something, after a few days, it'll respawn. Maybe it's just a luck-based thing where the moment you leave and go to the next day, there's a percentage chance that they will respawn. Could be the case, could not be the case. I don't know. So come on, get this done. Not a whole lot to talk about while we're waiting on these. Are they freaking the hell out? I had never really looked at them, but it looked like they were really freaking out while they were trying to build that bridge. Gotcha. All right, so let's go ahead and get the blues working on this. And let's get the white Pikmin over here to work on this bridge. Now, you are going to want to monitor this, I promise you. So we can have Olimar go back and go get those blues. But Louie, we're gonna need to use Louie to check in on that bridge every now and again. Because I swear, I've had an accident over there before. And it's not a good accident to have. Maybe I'm misremembering. What the hell? Interesting. What we're actually going to do, so we can speed things up, we're going to take these white Pikmin off the bridge, and we're going to use them to destroy these poison spouts. That way all the rest of our Pikmin can also work on the bridge. Just speed things up. You want to be careful here because I'm pretty sure you can get kind of unlucky with some spawn locations. So something I haven't mentioned yet, or maybe I have, these places are actually based, like, I'm pretty sure all of them are, could be wrong. These places are based off of locations in Pikmin 1. So the Awakening Wood is actually the exact same map as the Forest of Hope with just a few minor alterations. So our base is here. If you look at it from this angle, our base used to be here in this little alcove where the flowers are. And this was where we picked up this little spot here. This is where we picked up the yellow Pikmin in the last game. This is the Forest of Hope. Now, if you'll remember back, this area that we're about to go to over here, this little elevated spot, there used to be a little something over here. And nice little reference to the last game, because it's still there. So you want to ready your purple Pikmin, because when you walk over here, there it is. The burrowing Snagret is on the surface. It is not just a boss fight. Well, it is a boss fight, but it has also been demoted to a mini boss. Come on now. I'm pretty sure this is the only one up here, though, so you don't have to worry about that. There you go. Nice. Pretty sure there's only one up here, so you do not need to worry about finding more than one. There's also a creeping chrysanthemum over there, but there's no more treasure over there, and there's no reason to ever go over there. There's a cave behind that wall that we can't see. So let's go ahead and break down this wall, and while we're breaking down the wall, swap over to Olimar and grab those blue Pikmin. And we'll bring them on back. Now, I think that gap there is too large, and I will lose tracking of my other... I'll lose tracking of my other captain, so I will need to walk all the way around and reunite. We can't just do the same Bulblax Kingdom trick that I did last time. Also, I want to confirm, after I brought back that, what the hell are you doing? Why are you under the bridge? No. What? I hear carrying. Stupid ass Pikmin. Damn. I can't get up. Okay, we're gonna... This is probably short enough. We'll do the trick from here. I can't even remember what I was saying because the stupid Pikmin got me distracted. The Snagret Hole. There is no fire hazards in here, but, I mean, it's always nice to bring some red Pikmin along as some fodder. So, down we go! After I brought that little racquetball or whatever it is, Oh, no, I remember what they're called. They're called the shuttlecock. That's right. So once I brought that back, we did manage to get all the treasures, so we're good. So here, all we're gonna need are our purples. We're gonna have some sheer grubs to take care of, as well as an inconveniently positioned orange bulborb, but it's all right. We can deal with it. Punch, punch, punch. I guess maybe I should have brought those last two Pikmin. And yep, that's it. Pretty light for the first sub-level, not a huge deal. What you're gonna want to do before you go up that little tunnel, you want to bring a couple white Pikmin. Gonna go up this tunnel. This is where the hole is gonna be, but there's also a feather. Crystallized telekinesis. You know, feathers have always been so cool. Like, I don't know why. Just when you're a kid, when you see a feather on the ground, you just want to go pick it up and like mess with it, you know? But you know, your parents always tell you, don't pick that up. It could have like disease or an infection on it. I don't know. It sucks because like you always just want to mess with it, you know? You, like bristle the feather, maybe brush it against something. I don't know. At least I always wanted to do that. I always thought feathers were cool, but couldn't mess with it. Overprotective parents. And by that I mean probably just good parents. Alright, so on this sub-level, I believe all we're realistically dealing with in the immediate is sheer grubs. Eventually there's going to be a little more. Come on. None of that. Yeah, this is why I brought extra water. Or not water. This is why I brought extra blue Pikmin. Because attempting to get Pikmin across this bridge is a pain in the ass. Plus, you're going to be carrying back treasures, which just isn't going to work out without the blue Pikmin. It's a good idea to bring some blues here. Sometimes you can get lucky and the location of this little bridge formation will not be bothersome. But in this case, it kind of is. I don't know why they're doing that, but I need you to separate properly so I can actually get the party of Pikmin I want. Because I'd like to get all of the blues. I brought this many for a reason. Just walk through here. May as well go ahead and flower them up. That way, when we're doing some combat, we're not in trouble. In fact, you know, they're not red Pikmin. They don't at least have a damage multiplier. So I may as well go ahead and use a spray, because you know, it's not that hard to get sprays. We're going to continuously find them through caves. Let's just go ahead and use one. There's no point in just holding on to them. Go, go, go. I am glad I used a spray. That was potentially bad. Hoping I don't run out so I can kill this guy. Perfect. I think the rest are just sheer grubs and sheer wigs, so we're pretty well covered. Very good use of the spray, I would say. Optimal, even. What do we get? All right, why not? We're not going to get any other Pikmin over here. There's a creeping chrysanthemum there. I didn't notice you the first time around. What I'd like to do, if I can, I'd like to ignore him. So I think what I might try to do is I might just try to distract him while I'm carrying the strawberry back. First, I want to make sure these guys go the correct direction. I don't see a world where they wouldn't. I just want to make sure. Okay, they're going. They're gonna be fine. Now. Oh, hello. You're annoying. And you're dead. Let's try to sneak past you. Okay, good. Good. Any sheer grubs? No? Alright. Let's pick this up. And, hey, look at here, look at me! Haha! I'm a fun little guy that you want to try to eat and stuff. You know, whack yourself and stuff. Fall over, be dumb and stupid, because that's what you are. Oh, whack. Hit yourself again. Haha, funny. Ooh, you thought you were gonna bump me, huh? Alright, well I don't care about you anymore. Alright, he should go bury himself again. Glad that worked out. That should make its way back eventually. Those guys are just now getting that back. Also, I forgot about the violet candy pop bud. Or not the... Violet's the purple ones. What do they call it? Because I know they don't call it white. I'm pretty sure they don't call it white. It's like some other word that basically just means a shade of white. But it's not violet, I know that. Yeah, I don't remember what they're called. Point is the white one. Go pull these out. Whoops. Alright, sure, it doesn't really matter where you stand. Oh, we deloaded him. I didn't even think about that. There were no Pikmin over here, and there were no captains looking at him, so he deloaded. Maybe he didn't deload necessarily. It's more like they didn't dedicate any... I guess RAM would be the right word for it. They didn't dedicate any RAM to processing what his actions are and what he should be doing because there's nothing for him to be interacting with. So maybe like he still existed, and if anything, while I was looking away, if anything had entered his range, like a Pikmin, he would reactivate and try to eat them. So, you know, it wouldn't be the Snagret Hole if there weren't any Snagrets, which is why we have this sublevel. Let's go and grab our purple Pikmin. Walk toward the pinging. Nope. Not what we want. Also, nothing's spawning over here, so we're gonna go ahead and break this. Just find a nice little safe spot for all the rest of our Pikmin that we don't want to use. Stun those up. Grab the purples. Louie, can you just shove these in a corner? Whoops. Hello? Nope. Not what I want. Also, can I... I'd like to get a hold of this leaf. Get out of here. You're not worth it. You will get yourself killed. If that purple Pikmin manages to trip or anything, then he will die. And we can't afford that. This is getting annoying. If you could just please get your head stuck, that would be super nice, super handy. Cool. If you don't get stuck one more time, I'm gonna go into story time. Aha! You spared my viewership of something they probably don't care about. Never mind, I didn't kill you. I'm gonna tell you the story anyway. So, I've mentioned this before, that I run it's a sort of D&D campaign. It's not quite D&D. We just kind of call it that because it's the closest thing we have. Technically, it's just a homebrew tabletop RPG. For those of you that know what that means. Hello? There you are. It is completely based off, the gameplay, rather, is based off of Fire Emblem. And because the gameplay is based off of Fire Emblem, I have decided that I will also base a lot of the characters and themes off of Fire Emblem. Basically just straight up ripping other Fire Emblem characters from various games into the campaign, so I don't have to think of new characters. It also just gives me some predetermined stats that I can put in there. Recently, what I've been doing, we run into a problem here. I'll get back to that story in a second. If you'll notice, when we fought that Snagret, and we beat him, we didn't hear the ba-da-da-da-da victorious music at the end. The music just kind of disappeared. Well, there's a reason for that. There's two of you bastards! You should be dead. What the hell? I mean, I'm just gonna whack you a little bit. There you go. I've run into a problem. And the initial idea, the idea that has spawned the problem isn't really a big deal. Now that we are further in the campaign and I can kind of see where things are going, I have decided to write more lore for everything. And that's cool. That is something that my players have expressed interest in. They do want to hear about it. Well, problem is, I don't really like half-assing the lore. So I write these big, long stories, and some of them are compelling, I think. Obviously, I am biased in thinking that they're compelling. Some of them are a little more crappy. I can think of one, for example, that's... The story itself is cool. I like the story itself, but it was written so poorly that I really need to do a rewrite. Same basic plot flow is fine. It needs to be worded better so it's interesting and not hard to follow. The problem that I have run into is my attempt to not half-ass the stories has resulted in making the stories longer than my players care for. Particularly, the idea that I had is... they have these things called activity points, where when they have downtime and nothing in particular is going on, the idea borrowed from Three Houses, they can spend a point to participate in an activity. Now, that could be something that benefits them and their characters, such as training their weapon level, or they can spend it reading a book that has all the lore that I am creating. The problem resides in how I conducted this. Basically, I don't... If somebody spends a point... if somebody spends a point reading lore, then I don't want everybody else to also have to spend another point just to read the same thing that somebody already has the information for. So what I asked was, if you spend a point, then read it aloud. That way everybody gets the experience. Well, because I've made the stories so long, they don't like that. And I'm kind of wondering what to do. Should I... Some of the stories that are a bit longer, should I go ahead and just leave them long? And then... That's what I was looking for. Should I just go ahead and leave them a bit long, or should I... go ahead and continue to make all of them long and find a new way for reading? Like, not make them read it aloud, make everybody spend their point, and they can read it in their own time. I don't know. I don't know how I want to handle this. I'm leaning toward, the ones I've already written that are a bit long, I will keep them long. And I'll just say, sorry, like, I know it's long, but can you just, there's not very many of them, can you just deal with it? And then the rest of them that I haven't written yet, I'll just try to keep them a bit shorter. That's what I'm leaning towards, because I don't want people wasting their activity points, but I don't know. We'll see. I figure that's something of interest that by the time I see any of these responses, I may already have my resolution, but feel free to tell me what you would do. I am interested to get other positions, since I am a bit of a forever DM. That is that's some terminology that I have recently become acquainted with. Nobody else wants to DM in my circle of friends, so I am a forever DM. And of course, this is my fault. I'm not blaming anybody, because I haven't really shown any interest in actual D&D, like the way that the, traditional like 5e or any of the similar style D&Ds. I myself, I'm a huge fan of Fire Emblem. That's why I made a Fire Emblem D&D. I didn't know other people already had their own versions of Fire Emblem D&D, so I made my own. And I really like the system. And I know it's not perfect. I know it's got some major issues to it. But that's the D&D that I want to play. Unfortunately, that means I need somebody else to run the system that I am most familiar with. So I basically shot myself in the foot in forcing myself to become a forever DM. Now, I know the players that are currently playing the campaign, in theory, could run it. They just have no desire to. So, I mean, this is just the situation I'm in. It is neither here nor there. So, anyway, to anyone who's ever DM'd out there, or if you haven't DM'd and you still have an opinion, tell me what you think. Whether I've already resolved the issue or not, I'm still interested in hearing opinions, seeing what you guys think. Shit. I was hoping I just wouldn't have to go this direction. I haven't been saying anything about this because we basically run into everything. I think the only thing we haven't run into yet is we haven't seen these blowhogs. They shoot water instead of fire, but I mean, just look at their nozzle. Their nose is blue, so they shoot water. That's all you need to know about them. So how do I want to do this? Can you spot me from here? Yes. And your hole. Okay. Whoops. I didn't mean. The hole, not your hole. Your little boulders there are just gonna fall down there. So what I could do. Actually, I think I'm gonna try to just keep you distracted there. And I'm gonna try to sneak it past you. Now, if I walk past you, are you gonna turn toward me? Yes, you are. so we're gonna deal with you real quick. These guys have more than one attack. They have the boulder, and they can also throw your Pikmin, so you gotta be careful with that. That's why they become a lot more dangerous on these types of sublevels, where your Pikmin can fall off the edge. As long as you're careful around them and use the stunning power of purple Pikmin, you'll be fine. I think that's the last treasure, so we're gonna head back over to the hole here. Hello! You have a treasure. I guess we're gonna be killing that guy. You know, I didn't really have any intentions on doing so, but... Please tell me he's not moving in the cutscene and I'm about to get squished. Okay, he was not. I know the game is unfair sometimes. I was hoping that was not one of those circumstances. Okay. I'm cool with baiting you guys out and killing you, but I would rather not do it near the electrical gate. Also, with how close I just had to get to those guys, I'm a little on the fence about that idea that they have increased awareness. I think I'm against that idea now. Okay. Yep, I think we're done here. Just let you chill out there. Come on over here. And we got a magnet. Got the heavy-duty magnetizer. That one. Down we go. The Snagret Hole sublevel 5 is... I don't necessarily recognize this. I think it's just a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, it's this sublevel. I think this is our first time dealing with this. We have this guy. He's a little annoying because he has a habit of knocking Pikmin all over the place. What you want to do is you just want to wait for him to fall from the sky. And when he does, just start throwing purple Pikmin at him. What he can do is he can whistle your Pikmin and you will lose control of them, which paired with all of the falling orange bulborbs, dwarf bulborbs, will probably mean death. So as you are carrying treasures back, just on this sublevel, just to be safe, if you want to be fast about it, then sure, just let them go back. But if you want to be safe, just accompany your Pikmin back as they are carrying everything back. Got a whistle. And if you think that this is a cool little item that is gonna boost your whistle range, think again. Got another marble. I really like that you can see the reflection of your characters and the Pikmin in the background of the marble. I think it's really cool. Alright, so that's it for this sublevel. I don't want to deal with all the falling bulborbs, so I'm just going to ignore the eggs. We're just going to find the hole and get out of here. Besides, we're already 34 minutes in. We need to get a move on. Because I think this is a relatively long cave, and I want to get all of the cave in one episode. I think maybe in future caves that are just way, way longer, that's just not going to be a possibility, but yeah, we'll see. This is another sub-level. I wasn't actually thinking about this one, but this is another sub-level where it is important to... It is potentially important to have a lot of blue Pikmin, because you could get cut off in a situation where you're gonna need to use blues. But we'll cross that bridge if we get there. Let's go ahead and take this out, just because it's near our base, and I don't like that. We're gonna leave this candy pot bud alone. I'll go ahead and explain it, that if you toss a single Pikmin in here, whatever color it is at the time, it will spout 9 Pikmin of that color out, or if you are at max capacity, it will spout out as many as it can. So since we're at 100, we're just going to go ahead and save that for later, just in case we lose anybody. You'll notice that our treasure gauge is going haywire thanks to that guy. That's a problem, especially for this sub-level, because you can use your treasure gauge to find hidden enemies. Because there will oftentimes be enemies that have swallowed a treasure, but they aren't always present. Maybe they fall from the sky, maybe they're buried somewhere, hint, hint. So what I recommend doing is securing a path to the bug. So we're going to come out here, we're going to look around. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay. There is nothing stopping us from getting to this bug. We're going to let him come down. We're going to try to get him before he goes up. Keep him stunned so he doesn't jump away. Now that he's dead, we will have our treasure gauge back, and we can use it to suss out some enemies. Let's go ahead and grab the white Pikmin here. So, for example, in this little alcove here, this little room here, I can almost guarantee you that if we walk toward it, we're going to get some pings, and we can tell that there's definitely a hidden enemy in there. I guess technically it could also be indicative of buried treasure, but because it's just in the middle of nowhere, I promise you it's not buried treasure. It is, of course. Hello? Is it buried treasure? No. Okay. It is a Snagret, because of course it's the Snagret Hole. Did you honestly expect anything different? Hello? There you are. That time I actually aimed properly, so we can kill him in one round. Now you'll notice we didn't get the victory music, so we can make some assumptions off of that. And it's that guy right there. That would be the assumption we can make. So you'll notice these little water puddles around, and how this guy, he spawned in something that I would refer to less as a room and more as a hallway. That is always going to be true. There is going to be one Snagret at least that spawns in a hallway instead of a room, and it is going to be surrounded in water. So I got lucky where I was able to access it with my purple Pikmin. There are times where you're not going to be able to access it, so you need to do one of two things. Either you need to get your blue Pikmin and handle a Snagret with blue Pikmin only, or you're going to need to reset the sub-level. Because this sub-level, I don't know if I mentioned this or not. There's a lot of things I'm not sure if I've mentioned, because like I said, I took a break. I don't remember everything I've said about this game. There is some AI in the spawning of these rooms. They're not always going to be the same. Some of them will be. Some sub-levels are predetermined and will always look exactly the same. Others will not. Such as this one. This is semi-random. There are certain things that will always be true about it, such as the 2 Snagrets, at least one of them being in a hallway filled with water. But you sometimes will have a way to get purple Pikmin in there, and sometimes you won't. That's what I was talking about earlier with the grassy area, where sometimes you will get cut off and you'll have to use blue Pikmin, sometimes you won't. There's still another one around here somewhere. Not sure where it is, though. So it's good to keep in mind that if you ever just get super unlucky and you honestly believe that... I'm getting a ping. And you honestly believe that you just got screwed over by RNG, just reset the sublevel. Hello? Is it... I thought that's a candy pot bud. Maybe it's buried. Hold on. I think it might be buried over there. If you ever think that you got screwed over by RNG, just reset it, because it's not that big a deal. Hey, it's not... Okay. It's not buried. It is in the sky. You know, you can't remember everything. Sometimes you're just gonna forget very important details. Alright, so let's take these remaining reds. Let's go ahead and get some white Pikmin. Ivory, that's what it was. Not violet, it's ivory. Well, with that minor victory out of the way, I believe we are done with this sub-level, so we can move on to the next one. Got a nice little reflection again that we can see. That's pretty cool. I really love the minor details that this game has. Pikmin is definitely a game that has always had a lot of care put into it. I don't shit talk Pokemon out of hatred. I love Pokemon. You could probably tell by literally what I centered my channel around. But Pokemon recently has been on such a terrible release schedule that they don't put effort into their games. They all look and play terribly. The game themselves, I mean, I'll admit, Sword and Shield was kind of a nightmare, but Scarlet and Violet's really fun. I wish it ran better and looked better. Pikmin has been, like, it doesn't really have a good release schedule. There's only 4 of them, and it's been out since the GameCube era. But every Pikmin game has had so much love and attention put into it that, honestly, I almost prefer it this way. Anyway, before I get started with this boss fight, you want to do what I just did there. You want to go back into this little alcove where your ship spawns. You want to get your Pikmin, and you want to shove them in the furthest corner you can possibly get them into. And then switch just your purple Pikmin. Honestly, be ready to use as many sprays as you want, because this one is our first, like, actually pretty tough boss fight. I'm gonna... You know what? I've been advocating for using sprays pretty liberally, so we'll go ahead and use one. Let's get in there. There he is. We have a Snagret, just a different colored one. Wait a minute. He has a foot. This is the pleated Snagret. He comes out of the ground all the way, and he can follow you around. So what you need to do to get him to go back into the ground is run into one of these little alcoves here. So he'll bury back down. you want to fight him the same way you would fight any Snagret, of waiting for him to get stuck and then just assaulting him then. But he just has so much HP that it's gonna take a couple rounds. Not to mention, he has a habit of unflowering your Pikmin. So that is why I recommend the sprays here. I actually got super lucky. You can get times where this guy just refuses. He just absolutely refuses to, what am I saying? He refuses to get stuck in the ground. He just keeps popping out really quick. And you'll end up wasting a lot of sprays doing that. But honestly, it's worth it. Just use your sprays so you don't lose any purples. Because having slow purples on this sublevel is especially bad. Now, I'm having a faint memory, and I could technically be confusing it with a different sublevel. But I'm gonna take a look around here. I'm pretty sure it's a different sublevel from a different cave. I'm just gonna take a little look-see, confirm my suspicions. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're safe. So we're gonna go ahead and get some purple Pikmin on that. I want to take these leaf purple Pikmin, and I want to use that nectar we found. Because you never know, maybe all the eggs are sprays. Copium. I want to make sure that as many of purple Pikmin as we can get are flowered up. So since we lost our flowers during that fight, we want to go ahead and get them back. That one is also a nectar, so we can use it on the rest of our Pikmin here. Well, as many as we can get, at least. I'm sure we'll find a few others. I'm hoping we can at least find one spray out of these eggs. We do have another one of those multicolor candy pop buds, just in case you lose anybody. You can repopulate and continue the fight. But you'll have to do it without purples, so that's a little unfortunate. If you do run out of purples, I really recommend reds. Because I know the general strategy that they want you to use against these things is white Pikmin and just let them get eaten. You can do that, and it will work. It will ignore its massive defense and just do... I was going to use a League of Legends term, but I guess it's technically more of just a generic gaming term. It'll do true damage to them, so it is a strategy you can use. I just don't like sacrificing Pikmin when I can avoid it. Anyway, we have the Metal Suit Z here. This one isn't going to give us a resistance to anything. Instead, it's just durable, so we get all that defense that the pleated Snagret had. Hey! There we go. Alright. Well, if we had any doubts, we definitely have all flowers now. I think I failed to mention that last time. The way that you want to deal with those things, I said if you can one-hit them, you can, but if you throw a purple Pikmin, their AoE just automatically kills like everything in the area. So you can do that, and it's a pretty effective strategy to deal with those things, but unless you get them in a really inconvenient location, they aren't a threat. They can't kill Pikmin. The only way that they kill Pikmin is if they scare them off a ledge or into an enemy or something. So they can indirectly kill, and that sucks if they do, but it's not a common occurrence. Actually, hold on. I'm thinking I'm going to jinx myself with that. So I'm going to lie to you guys. I'm going to say it's incredibly common. It happens all the time. That way, karma will prove me wrong, and it'll never happen to me in this Let's Play. So, we're done here. Let's go ahead and escape with our Pikmin to the surface. We have broken not just the 60K mark, we've actually broken the 70, not K, we're broken the 700 mark. We are 7/10 of the way to beating the game. We're making some pretty good progress here. Awakening Wood is 70% of the deck recovered. Awakening Wood is complete. If you take a look at it, there is no more treasure to find here, and all of the holes have been completed, which means unless you just want a safe environment to farm out some of those red sprays, there's nothing to do here. Let's get out of here. Go to Sunset. Got the victorious music. I'll go ahead and be skipping that. Off we go. And with our probably the longest episode that we've had so far out of the way, I think we just barely beat the Bull Blacks episode. It's kind of hard to tell because I ended the Bull Blacks episode on 41 minutes, and then I think I did a 7-minute edition afterward. So we should be past that now. We maintained our numbers in Pikmin. We didn't populate any. We just transferred our reds over to different colors. We do really need some more yellow Pikmin. I know in the last game, about 15 yellow Pikmin is about all that you would ever need. But it's a little more important for them in this game. I'd say like a good healthy amount of 50 is good. You won't need any more after 50. If I were to go over all the colors and just talk about them like permanently, red, it doesn't really matter how many you have because they're the only Pikmin you have at the start and they're the only ones you can populate. So you could just populate them as much as you can, and then eventually they're just going to become your main fodder for transforming into purple and white. Yellows, about 50 is all that you'll ever need. So long as you maintain that number 50, if you drop below it, then you still have a good healthy amount of yellow Pikmin to use while you can repopulate a couple extra. Blues, you're going to want about 80. You're going to need a lot of them, and you will be using all of them. Just trust me on this. So once we get to the next area, I may hand over some to yellows, but we're going to be massively populating blue Pikmin. And then obviously whites and purples, just take them where you can get them. We don't need any more white Pikmin. We could just stay with 34 and never populate anymore and we'll be fine. Purples, you need a lot. Anytime you see a purple flower, take it. Got another email. If you want to read those, you can read it. I've given all the advice I need to give. You know, I wanted to pad out the time of this episode, you know? We've already got an extra long episode, so I needed to extend it even more. So, anyway, in the next episode, we are going to be heading to the Perplexing Pool. We have no above-ground treasures, and we still have 3 more holes to go through, so we got a lot to do. I'll see you then.